Welcome back to Relics of the Past. I am here with Abe,
Abe Vote. It's good to see you all again.
Kain,
Kain Volt. I don't really have much to say.
Michaeleen,
Michaeleen of Kaidela, it is a pleasure to see you again.
and Estrella.
Hello again.
When we last left off, the party have retrieved their first pillar, and apparently its contents as well. And was just about to enter and bring it to its rightful owner. As you all step into the portal that leads into Shangri-La, which is inside the wub itself. The portal itself feels as if you're stepping through a very thin membrane. Before, as you step forward, it kind of like clings onto your chest and body, and then after you take one last step, it almost like it feels like it splits, but it never does. Where you finally just manage to pull all the way through it, and it snaps back into place. The second all of you are out, the portal seems to shut behind you. You do notice all of you collectively have on your chest at least a small blue circle with a silver ring around it. Um,
Well, at
that
least this time we got to keep our fucking bodies with our souls.
That's definitely an improvement.
Yeah, I didn't want to go through that shit again.
Considering that we weren't going through a web wizard as it was, I don't think that it was necessary for us to leave our bodies behind.
This also
Possibly
begs
not.
the this also begs the question, since before we had the web wizard and we had a tether to go from the real world to Shangri-La, since we don't have that in the scenario, how are we going to get back?
Probably these circles on our chest.
I think
like I
that
said before, the Shangri-La anchor basically is stuck into the ground and is acting as the tether. And those little blue dots are what it launched into you. And when you leave, it will retract them back. Above board.
I'm guessing Kane is probably right. It has something to do with these blue circles.
As you enter, you are greeted by a, a small handful of Shangri-Lans. They seem to be of the ladyfolk variety, as they seem to be welcoming you and also guiding
Oh,
you straight
I have a
to.
question real quick. We didn't level
Yes.
up, did we?
Not yet.
Okay, I want to make sure. Because I saw some character sheet stuff earlier. I want to make sure.
Yes. I think a level up will be granted. Just we'll do it like after the game
Yep.
at least. So yeah. So put it this way: when you guys camp, next time you guys camp and stuff, we can just call that the level up. Or whatever. Anyway, so they immediately kind of start guiding you to the Renown's chamber, and she seems to be floating in the center of the room, waiting for you this time. I'm as she seems to be like gazing at these translucent blue discs around her that are floating around, and she's moving them about with like the various little gesture of her hands as she's like gazing and looking through them all. As you walk in and
Michaeleen, you're
enter,
better at this. Go talk to her.
she just waves one finger and all the discs just snap out of existence as she proceeds to simply just float, spin around out in the air and is gazing at the full party.
Did Abe just say for Michaeline to go talk to her?
I believe so.
It's not. He didn't say it in character, so that was just above board.
I
No,
did,
he
actually,
did
but
say it in
okay.
character.
I'll say it
Oh,
again
my.
for prosperity's sake.
Thank you. My apologies.
Michaeleen, you're a lot better at talking to them than we are. Why don't you handle this?
As
Uh,
Mickling, as he says that, he kind of puts a hand on your shoulder and kind of lightly shoves you forward.
Just like a pat on the back.
Just boof.
Michelin's going to walk a little bit closer to her, swish his cloak of invisibility to one side, and he's going to bow to her regally. As much etiquette training as Helviti gave to him, he at least knows how to do this much.
Man, imagine
She will,
having etiquette training.
and she will return to the same and stuff as she. Right now, her current sizing and stuff, she's currently much bigger than when you saw her before, but the same look. She reduces her sizing a little bit and proceeds to basically give you like a 0G dip bow in the sense, and basically gives you a proper welcome. Welcome, Michaeleen of Kaidala.
Lady Renoin, I believe that the first of your tasks has been done, and we have brought with us. Abe, what exactly did we bring back?
Actually, I'm
I,
holding it.
oh,
Well,
I
from
kind of blanked after, you know.
Yes,
far as we
and
can
my
tell, it's just an
condolence.
energy source.
It is
Yeah.
far more than it appears. I'm rather glad you brought it back to me.
I'm gonna reach into my body and
The second you produce and stuff, you can almost see Ren- the Renoan and Shangri-Lans typically don't really show emotion that well, but you are. She gives the closest attempt, closest thing you can assume is joy and happiness from her, and it's it kind of like is a mixture of, im- no, I'm not gonna say anything on that. As she looks extremely happy, Shingalan wise, to see that artifact.
AKA, she has a slight quirk upward in the corner of her mouth.
Hmm.
That is
the like.
extreme joy to a Shangri-Lan.
Yes, as she almost kind of holds her hands out, almost in a cupping kind of way and stuff, like to hand it over in the sense.
What is it, anyways?
This is something that was lost long ago with the pillars, and it is only one of 5 pieces.
What are the pillars exactly? Because we had to
The
fight
pillars,
something for it, and there was a bunch of writing on it.
well,
Well, not writing, but
the pillars that were lost, as you prob, the writings and carvings you saw were just mere history of the world. Uh,
It
Shangri-La
was in a,
history, as we stated.
it was in a language none of us have ever seen before.
Yes, most most it was written in the tongue of Shangri-La on an, I believe, if one of the carvers did sneak in a little bit of, oh, what's that name of them, those people. As she kind of almost like looks lost in thought for a moment before kind of just waving the thought aside.
Um, Estrella approaches her, gives a polite courtesy, and she holds her journal to her chest. I managed to take down notes and on the writings and some of the symbols. Do you think maybe I could find a way to have them translated into common, please?
I also have.
Okay.
Better
She
yet,
heard.
could you give us something to learn the language of Shengolan?
That would also be a good idea. If
I
you're
think we asked that before.
What was Estrella saying?
So she basically requested if the language and writing that she took down of the script of the 2 scripts could be possibly translated by the Shangri-Lans into common speak.
modern common.
Yeah, modern common.
Modern common, not old common.
And soon to be blank.
I would also like to ask if those pillars were lost, are there more pillars? And I'd also like to know what this history you speak of, because some of it seemed kind of important.
Well, like I said before, there were 5 pillars that went missing. As she like waves her fingers and creates a perfect one, like basically a giant clear blue hologram of the continent. You have collected the piece in this area. As she taps it, and it makes like a colorized version, a small circle above that area, which is fully colorized of the Lacrian wastes of that pillar. There are 4 more still remaining. As she proceeds to gesture and circles form around the other 4 pits.
We
One,
figured, but if there's lost ones, does that mean there's more that you guys haven't lost?
there were only 5 ever sculpted.
And you've just so happened to lose all 5?
We simply do not know how it happened. They simply disappeared one day, and we don't know how. Still looking into it ever since.
Hmm.
Is it even possible to pull things from this world into ours?
Yeah, we've done that with multiple items.
No, we've physically come here and brought things from here into the other world. But can you pull something from this dimension into ours from ours without ever coming in Shangri-La? I'm wondering if that's how the pillars got there.
She just simply puts her hands up in a hole.
Bigger
Who
question.
knows?
Why are the pillars in the same places as the destruction that happened 400 years ago?
Are you telling us that the pillars caused these? Or did something happen and the pillars stayed behind?
Like I said, my people have looked into this in great extents and haven't found any clues yet.
All right. Well,
Not to
Michaeleen's
offend, but
going.
your people aren't us.
that is our world.
I was gonna say that Michaeleen looked over to Abe with a skeptical look in his eye, but wasn't gonna say anything. But he just went ahead and said it.
Sorry.
I want to ask if you can explain everything that actually happened on that pillar, because if it's your history, you guys should have some more knowledge of it.
I mean, Estrella did ask for it to be
Translated.
No, she read
translated,
it
didn't
to
you?
her notes. Yes, I did. And if we were able to learn it, that would be beneficial. I'm a very quick learner. I don't usually show it off often, but I can speak at least 35 and a half other languages.
God
That
damn.
is quite a lot.
I
I don't know.
was
With 35 different languages.
I was a messenger before I ended up meeting you, among other things.
Huh.
I learned things.
I think I only know 4. That's quite impressive.
I don't even
Well,
remember how many I know.
well, for your request to be fulfilled, I think the first thing that should be done is for the pillar itself to be retrieved proper. As she proceeds to snap her finger, a blue portal opens up on the ground in one of the edges of the circular room, as all of a sudden, and it begins like it rises up off the ground and then proceeds to split into two separate portals. And as it does, the pillar seems to be manifesting inside the room.
I was gonna say, is there an
Does it
orange
have
one in the overworld?
What was that?
I was gonna say, is there an orange portal in the other world?
The cake is a lie.
Now there is.
Once it fully manifests, Michaeleen's going to look at it and then look to the Renoan.
Is there a reason why anything that slams into it
Dies?
force gets the best way I could describe it is dissolved?
I do not know what you mean.
I
I'm
don't
going
have
to
another
proceed to
henchman
take
to
out.
throw into it.
Well, let's just say we use this to kill multiple people. But
Yeah,
no,
I
I'm
was
gonna pull
really-
out one of the
what
junk
answers
swords.
did you guys get out of those henchmen?
We didn't really get any.
Of course, because I wasn't there to ask the questions.
No, we
No,
got
they
some
ju- they-
information. They just didn't really have anything of importance.
Yeah, they didn't have anything
And,
important
well,
to say, and then they
That's not true. They did. One of them
And then they-
died. Two of them died. The other one is currently being used in Abe's experiments
he'll
to
talk
be-
eventually.
to get more information.
But I'm gonna take out a junk sword and just stab it into the thing.
You proceed to stab the pillar after walking over to it, and
while in the presence of everyone.
the tip of the sword chips off, and the pillar does not seem to react at all.
It didn't do it. Aim.
Interesting.
All right.
And she kind of looks at you with a very neutral tone expression, but the vibe you're getting is like, why did you do that?
Because when we slammed things up against it before, they dissolved. Well, not dissolved, but like
I'm gonna go over and just touch it.
ate them.
Touch the
You
pillar.
proceed
Like put
to-
my hand on the pillar.
Yeah, he can
You
replace his
proceed
hand
to
if it
touch-
disappears.
You proceed to touch it, and it feels like feels like stone, but moving in a sense. Just it feels like a wall from like the Shangri-La wall. Like if you walked over to the wall right now and touched it, would feel the exact same.
Back in our world,
So-
when you pushed something against it hard enough, it disintegrated it.
It ate it.
It's like dragging someone across the ground at like 300 miles an hour.
That's oddly specific.
Hey, why would you know what that's like?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
I'm just gonna rub my shoulder.
Just Kane's like, God, that experiment fucking hurt.
Anyway, she proceeds just to kind of chalk all of your mentionings of the dissolving field, people getting dissolved as just almost like childlike rantings.
Watch now. Come to our world and watch what happens. Put it back and watch what happens.
I
It
don't
is-
think they're gonna put it back.
I don't think they're going to put it back, but what they could do is watch as we find the next one. Maybe it will do the same, or maybe it does something different. I don't know.
Or
If it
we do
explodes,
have
I'm
someone who's
keeping
able
it.
to make illusion.
I don't think you are allowed to keep it, Abe.
But if it explodes, I want it. I want to keep it. I'm always looking for new sources of explosives.
Abe Volt from. Okay, what was the name of the city? The name you guys? Techion?
Techiad, I think.
Techiad. Okay. Abe Volt of Techion. Wow. You and your party were requested by me personally to regather these pillars.
You're saying I can't
Pillars
keep a small
back.
piece if it explodes?
No, it's our property, our history. We are not going to let you merely
I'll trade
keep a
ya.
chunk of it.
Abe, let's not get
Fine.
into
She
this.
raises an eyebrow. She raises
hold
one of
on.
her
Once you
blue
copy your
slimy
history
eyebrows.
down, once you copy it down into that Hall of Records you guys got, it kind of loses its purpose.
It's a historical monument.
That they had that they
Fine. I'll
hadn't
leave
had.
it alone. I'll just collect them for you. I
Meanwhile,
do
Abe
wish
and
I
I
could
are
study
not
them
real.
more in the overworld.
Abe and I don't realize why this sentiment doesn't make sense to us.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me now.
It doesn't make sense to either of us.
I will say this. During this conversation, have you handed the piece over yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
She was kind of holding it and stuff, but as you guys had this conversation, it's been orbiting around her head and stuff this entire time.
All right, can you tell us what that is exactly?
Like I said before, it's a fragment of something very important.
Okay,
Our
if we're
people.
gathering these things, you should at least tell us what they are.
And if they're being used for good or for destruction.
Because
They're
we
being
are.
used for destruction. Tell me what powers it.
And if we didn't know what they are, like, hypothetically speaking, these could be used to cause an Armageddon.
Because there were other people after them as well.
That as
These
well.
are the people I choose to travel with.
And you're thrilled with it, aren't you?
And at
What a
this,
great company.
He likes getting free shit.
At Michaeleen's response, Estrella kind of gives his ribs a little bit of a jostle with her elbow.
Ow!
You
Gender,
deserve that.
you are not above us. You have your issues, just like we do. So don't get all uppity.
Fuck,
Or I'll
in
pull your
character,
hair.
I wanted to say something so bad.
Go ahead.
It's not right. I can't. It's horrible.
Just say it.
Mama's boy.
That
I'm gonna retcon that.
That's
But
that's kind of
No.
fucked after last episode.
that's why I said
specifically
it's
Fuck.
wrong.
last episode.
That's why I said I shouldn't say it. Y'all encouraged. I kept my intrusive thoughts away. Y'all encouraged.
Okay, I'm moving on.
That's retcon. It didn't happen.
Okay, so the last thing. Okay. Can you guys go over the last things you like asked player wise to the Renoan? At least about the items.
Oh
I-
yeah,
I'm trying to get. I'm
what
trying to
they
get the
are
gist
and
of
what
it.
they do because other people are after them, and we had to kill people for them.
And we want to know, Estrella, who wants to know if these items are being used for good or evil? Because for all she currently knows, these pieces could lead up to making something that causes an Armageddon.
Wow.
The requesting of wanting to know more about the pieces, she seems almost to dismiss that without even saying anything. She more so focuses on the fact that some other people are looking for them. Well, if others are seeking them out, or looking into them at least, you must make haste to gather them before they do.
That
But at gathering this first fragment, I mean, it is a rather large thing indeed. I think, if I'm correct, the correct word would be reward or payment is needed, is it not?
We're listening.
You, mortal beings tend to give gifts in sense. I'm not the most versed in this, but she proceeds to wave her hand, and a map, that large map of the world of Volmeria is still up, but it proceeds to zoom in towards a chunk of area, land in Mandex, that's completely barren per- and perfectly flat. A perfect build site, you could say, almost. This location is not near any buildings or major structures or anything in that nature. The As she like waves her fingers and stuff, I see she's doing some quick math. There's no put it this way, no living souls within 1,000 kilometers of that location. So I believe it should be a reasonable, or I believe. When you collect the next piece, I'll try to have something better, or look into this rewarding you mortals do.
All right, I'll take it for now.
Thank you. She
Thank you.
proceeds. She proceeds to wave her hand, and your map case proceeds to. No, she generates a blue circle that has the direct coordinates and locations of said place, and rend out, and then solidifies into a very thin resin, almost glass-like substance, as it proceeds to float down into your possession. I'm gonna say roughly dinner plate sized.
Oh my.
Okay then. I guess we're going here next. Thanks for the directions, mate.
That is merely your reward for this. I would strongly advise you'd go towards the next pit, of your choice, of course. As she proceeds to wave her hand and open a door for you to exit Shangri-La.
All right.
Do we have to go to the specific one, or can we go to any of them?
I asked you to retrieve. I didn't specify what order.
Got it.
If we have no particular place that we are needing to go, I think I would like to go home for a little while. We're not far.
So you say that while still in Shangri-La, or like after you walk through the portal?
After we walk through the portal.
Yeah, we're all walking through the portal to get out of there.
Okay, the portal closes behind you.
I'd like to visit Michaeleen's hometown as well.
There's
Well.
something that I need to take care of.
Is the corpse of the hollow still around?
Like I said before, it is burnt and turned into gray ash that has now been scattered in the pit.
Does Michaeleen approach the ashes?
Yeah, Michaeleen's gonna go and approach the ashes a little bit. Uh, he's going to kneel down and he's going to pull a little little satchel that originally had Crown Royal in it. No, but it did have like some kind of whiskey bottle in it at one point. But he's going to fill that uh, bag with the ash, and he's going to tie it up and he's going to put it in his back pocket.
I see, pulling a God of War.
Watching this, Estrella looks at Michaeleen. May I accompany you for this task of yours? I'll understand
If
you
we're
don't.
all going to Kaitala, then I do not see anything wrong with you tagging along.
Right.
I'm gonna lean over to Kain, kind of out of earshot of them. He does know that's a bag of debt, right?
Also, lean back to A and be like, so he had good experience growing up. We didn't realize how messed up our childhood was before everything went down. But he feels an attachment to his parents, other than basic, like he actually misses them, where we don't. Because he feels an attachment
Huh.
for a man. Like, well, yeah, I don't know.
That one rat you really like experimenting on.
Yeah, well, actually, no, he doesn't feel any.
Noodles died. Um,
Noodles died. I turned them into nutrient paste for the other one.
Fucking noodles.
Well, I guess I can understand that
Oh,
somehow.
like the pet we had as kids, the pet dinosaur, the pet robot dinosaur our parents built. How we actually liked that.
Oh. God, it's been so long. What was its name?
It was just Rex.
It was just Rexy, wasn't it?
Yeah, they
Hmm.
that ended up getting sucked into the other world with me though.
A better name
Getting
for it,
broken pieces.
wrench.
And
That was the
We
dog.
were
Dad put
we
it
were
down.
10. Yeah, and by put it down, he needed it for an experiment.
Wrench became spare parts. Also a wrench.
But no, his parts ended up actually going through with me, and the mother and father fixed him.
Anyways, as we're all chatting, we're gonna kind of see like a flat skiff come down from the Seraphim with Noto driving.
Wait, how big is the Seraphim?
Fucking huge.
Okay, and
It's
how big is the hole we're in? Couldn't it have just descended down as well?
Is the ship bigger than 6 miles?
No.
No, we've
no.
actually done all the math, and the pit is bigger than 6 miles. It's actually about
It's about
1,000.
1,000.
It's about 1,000 miles in diameter.
Goddamn.
So the Seraphim is probably like half a mile in length. So yes, it could come down to us, but it's not landing. So yes, a flat skiff comes down to pick us up.
So the surf. So does
The
the seraphim
Seraphim,
come down into the
is
pit?
like lowered down into the pit, but
Okay.
not touching the ground. It's still probably like a good 500 feet off the ground.
The ground's
Okay.
dirty. It doesn't want to be dirty.
Is there a whole lot of spotlights shining on the bottom of the pit
I mean, isn't
from the
still light out?
Seraphim?
Should still be light out. I can turn the lights on.
Okay. You guys, as the seraphim does come down, the sound is giving off is reverberating and vibrating the air around you. And everyone can collectively feel it in the chest. All of a sudden, the vibrating and stuff, for some reason, starts picking up. At least, I'm becoming louder and louder, but everyone roll me perception checks.
You trying to say that sandworms are feeling the vibrations from the Seraphim and thinking
Let's
it's
not.
prey?
I don't want to play Tremors.
No, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, this thing is.
I just got something to say if it's what I think it is, and since people are saying sandworms, I just gotta say it. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Haha. Anyone actually see the second one? It was awesome.
No.
Not yet.
I want
No,
to,
not
though.
yet. Is it as good as the original?
It's pretty good. I'll say that.
Does it hold up?
I think it does.
Hopefully
yeah.
I will
it's
say though the Seraphim is probably giving it around the same vibrations as Arachnica, which you literally said they run from Arachnica.
So yeah,
I'm saying
that's a 5.
the
Estrella doesn't notice anything.
Perception.
well, I'm pretty sure the
Um,
way I described the pit, at least when you guys properly went down into it, was there was a degree of like no worm side around. Because again, for a good couple miles, it was straight fucking glass.
I got a 20. What's
I got a 19.
I got a
what's
22.
23 plus what's 15 plus 7? 23, right?
22.
22.
22.
I got a 20. I got an 18 plus 4, which is 22 as well.
Okay, sis.
That was a 5. Estrella doesn't notice anything. She's having another moment.
Okay.
Um,
Put simply, um, Kain and Michaeleen pick up on this first, but Abe quickly keys in on it and stuff. Yeah, there's something something or some things rather large quickly heading your way.
I'm like, yeah, we need to go now. Everybody on the skiff.
I'd say
Let's
it's a good idea
go.
to get on the skiff now.
Yeah. As the skiff is like coming down stuff and coming to right the point where you guys can get onto it and stuff, Nodo kind of like, I'm gonna say there's two Nodos. So you have original Nodo and then one of the Nodoites, one of
I
his little
call it.
clones.
I
No,
call it Noda.
so I'll say right now, the bot driving the skiff is not a Nodo. It is built into the skiff.
Oh, so the skiff has its like the bus driver thing from Call of Duty. Okay.
Yeah, where it's
No,
like where it's
no,
half a body.
Yay, that's
No,
a
what
good
this thing
example.
is, it's like the cab drivers from Total Recall.
Where it's half, it's a torso up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what the bus driver is in Call of Duty. He's just a torso and arms.
Yeah.
Anyways, so um anyway, Noda proceeds to the top. His
No, it's also
proceeds to
missing an
get
arm because of Michaeleen.
he's replaced it since.
Oh.
Or does Abe want to fix him up?
Nah, he's got
He can fix himself.
replacements.
Okay. Anyway, so Nodo proceeds to like put like two fingers to his ear as like his antenna like kind of pokes out real quick and starts blinking at the top. Everyone, please get on the skiff as quickly as possible and stuff. Massive seismic things have arrived, and we have detected 3 E-class 9 Einstein worms and one great mother.
I'd say it's a
Time
good
to
idea to
go.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull myself out of the skiff.
Okay, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Anybody
I'll just
lagging
go.
behind is gonna get pulled by tentacles.
Everyone proceeds to get onto the skiff, and the skiff immediately like zips onto the Seraphim, and the Seraphim begins like propulsioning upward. The 3 class 9s. So who has seen the Dune movie? Okay. So
I've
I
seen
can
the
describe it.
popcorn bowl.
Though.
I haven't
Okay,
seen
okay.
part 2.
I've seen part
Okay.
1, but not part 2.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
same
you know
here.
the scene in the first movie and stuff. Well, you see that giant spice collector and stuff that the Atreides were using to gather spice, and it got swallowed by a sandworm.
Yes.
Yes.
That's how big the class 9s are.
And the Great Mother?
Bigger.
It's about that times 20. So I will describe the scene for you. The 3 smaller ones proceed to basically launch from the side of the walls as the Seraphim is rising up and miss completely. At least, hitting back into the ground. But from the center of the pit rises up this giant maw, this cloud of dust, rocks, and debris. Shards of glass are going flying. You guys you get up to the top and stuff before this thing just stops, and you just see this massive maw, an easy 100 to 200 miles in diameter.
How many miles in diameter is the actual thing? And what on earth does this thing fucking eat?
Sand, usually.
Probably the class 9s. Anyways, as we're flying,
Yeah, you kind of gotta have a food source.
as we're
not
up to
mention that
the
if this creature's
Seraphim.
this big, how is it staying alive under the gravitational pull of the planet? At some point, an organism becomes too damn big for it to be on land or even anywhere that is not in the water. Okay?
We
The
just
only
went over the
reason whales
ridiculous
grow as big as they do is because the water around them supports the body.
guys, we just went over in length before the game started of the ridiculous scale I have made this world. Can I
Yeah.
please not have just my giant bugs and worms?
Actually,
Can I please not?
the size of this world would actually easily sustain large creatures like this underground, with moisture density underground, especially in a
Yes.
desert. So,
Yes.
anyways, as we're on the Seraphim, we're all just gonna see guns point out from the second level down, as they all kind of like.
Do you think that's a good idea?
Well, only 5 are pointing out on each side right now, so it's only 10 of the 18.
Okay.
And they all kind of point downwards, ready to fire.
Send out
fucker to the stratosphere.
So
Okay, if this thing's like 100, like maybe 50 or 100 miles in diameter, it's maw.
Ooh, I
What
wonder
are
what's in
your
its
little
belly.
pea shooters gonna do to it?
These are not little pea shooters.
okay,
These are not pea shooters.
to put simply at least, the Great Mother could swallow the Seraphim rather easily.
That doesn't matter.
It's gotta go really
These are
fucking
not-
high.
These are not pea shooters.
I know damn well they're
And the
not.
the seraphim is pretty fast, so I mean
I
it's
know, I
got to
know.
be shooting out pretty fast to catch us.
But basically, what ends up happening is you guys collectively rise above the pit. I'm gonna say an easy like couple like how high above above ground level of the pit do you want to be above right now?
How deep is the pit?
It's
I'm
1,000
gonna
miles in
say-
diameter, so how deep would it be?
I'm gonna
Because
say
there is a
600.
certain point in the Earth's crust where it gets really feckin' hot.
This is not Earth. This is not the
I don't
fucking Earth.
care.
Any
This-
planet.
So the thing is that this planet, far as we can tell, is at least 10 times the size of Earth, which means so is the depth of the crust.
All right.
So it
Again,
could be pretty deep
yeah.
without getting hot, but at the same time, there is still a limit.
Yes. Put it this way. I'm gonna say the crust and stuff is probably gonna be maybe a million miles. Let's say that. 1,000,000 miles.
That's
I'm just gonna write that down real quick as I do math later.
I'm
You're
sorry.
telling me, hold on, this hole is like one. It's 1,000 miles. How? That's
what's the deepest part of the ocean?
We don't know. That's the
it just
scary
goes to the
part.
other side.
Because Earth's oceans are only 7 miles deep. Mariana Trench is only 7 miles deep.
Imagine the ocean's only like 30 miles deep.
That
Yeah.
would be a cruel joke.
Like the rest of the world is fucking massive, but the ocean's like, eh. Most of your threats are on land.
So I'm starting to get an idea of the radius of this planet.
Can we make the Seraphim into a submarine?
Not this
Do
one.
you want to go into the water if it's that fucking deep?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I could make it a boat, but not a submarine. Not this one at
Let's-
least.
It's already a boat.
It's a flying boat though.
Okay, so we're rising up out of the pit. There's a giant.
Okay.
If we're
mouth
doing this, we
underneath
gotta do
us.
it right. We gotta go in a really
That.
small submarine of like a
Okay.
5-man crew.
Look, we're not trying to
Zip
do the
it.
Ocean Gate.
No,
Okay.
I'm talking like every
We're
horde-
not going to control it with a PS4 controller.
Guys.
I'll do it with a
guys.
PS5.
Okay. How
Definitely
far
not
above
an
do you
NES.
want to be above the pit?
Above the pit?
Yeah, from ground level, going up.
Going up. I would say
How many
going
miles deep
vertically
is the pit
straight
again?
up
Straight up. Yes.
It is 1,000 miles.
across.
No,
We
not-
skydived
it's
1,000 miles.
No, it's 1,000
No.
miles wide, not deep.
600 miles deep.
We
We
skydived
skydived
600 miles.
That should have taken like a week.
That would have taken a day and a half at least.
I would say maybe like
At terminal velocity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
like 5 miles.
5 miles. Fine. I'll say 5 miles deep.
Okay, we're probably
That
like
works a little bit better.
we're probably a good mile over the top of the pit now.
Okay. The Great Mother and stuff proceeds to maybe go about half a mile out of the pit. To put simply, she fills up maybe 1,000 feet. Right, no, I already said her maw's roughly between like 200 to
You said
150.
50 to 100 you said 50 to 100 miles.
50 to 100? I thought I said 2.
That's
No,
pretty
you said
fucking
50
big
to
still,
100.
though.
Regardless, put it this way: big fucking worm nearly eats the ship.
Well, we don't have to worry about corpses now. There's no
Would
evidence left.
easily be able to eat the ship, by the way. This thing is like a fucking M&M to it.
Nah, I'd say
Anyway.
it's like a foot long hot dog.
Anyway,
apparently
the
they're
den
not
mother,
computers.
after basically coming up about half a mile out of the pit, will proceed to simply just sink back down to the ground. The sheer wake and vibrations and stuff, as you were like shooting up, you could see like the giant spikes of glass and stuff that you were flying over to get here were shaking and collapsing and falling down. You
Into
guys
the
collect
pit?
onto the ground and some even into the pit itself.
I say we
Were they
never
teeth?
ever bring the Seraphim this close to the ground ever again.
Hold on, were those fucking teeth?
No,
I'm pretty sure those
no.
were mountains rising out of the ground.
Glass mountains or shards. To put simply and stuff, Derek, could you pull up a picture real quick? Of the sandworm from Dune, the one that eats the spice collector.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, could you like toss that into the VC chat so people can get an idea?
Yeah, and flash it up on screen for the people at home.
I will
Yeah.
do so.
Grazie, my friend.
Next thing you know, I'm
So-
going to be putting a Beetlejuice Dune worm up.
Oh no, those are called those are called mad worms. You do not want to get near them.
No, a combo of the two.
Which would you rather get near? A sandworm from Dune or a mad worm from Beetlejuice?
I don't know, but I know which one I'd rather make a popcorn bucket out of.
With extra butter, right?
Extra butter. It's got to be perfect.
Put that popcorn bucket inside of the Wolverine popcorn bucket.
Man, y'all are fucking disgusting. I was still thinking of the Beetlejuice
Yeah.
ones.
There you go. To put simply, the maw of the Great Mother Sandworm is basically like that. So it has rows upon rows of these bristle-like teeth. It are probably the same diameter as like an oak tree, and
Could
stuff,
make
if
a
not
knife
bigger.
out of it.
Where's this picture?
VC chat.
Chat.
Oh, there we go.
Just
Yeah.
always look in VC chat, I would say.
It just looks like
Yeah.
a giant eye. I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's probably
It
what's
looks like something
terrifying.
else to me, man, but that's because I have a dirty mind.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it
it
looks
looks
like
like
a-
something else to a lot of people. That's why there were a
Looks
lot
like
of
a
jokes
brown
made about that
starfish, but it
popcorn
also
bucket.
looks like an eye.
But put simply, these
Popcorn bucket
as
from
the
all
Great
things.
Mother kind of sinks down, the sheer amount of dust and air she moved around at least, the pit, I'm gonna say to some degree, sand begins to start filling it and stuff, and the pit, it goes from being rough estimates at least, from, and again, you're scanning, taking data and stuff, goes from being 5 miles deep to maybe 4.5 miles deep.
Okay, so all that sand from and glass and stuff from up top got displaced down inside. So does that mean that the actual pit itself grew wider, or did it actually shrink?
It probably would have grown wider and shallower.
I'm gonna say it did. I'll say a degree touch wider.
So now it's what, probably
Uh,
1,200 miles and like 5 deep.
I'm gonna say 12,000, 1,200.
That's. I said 1,200.
Oh, my bad. I misread.
Misread, misheard, you mean?
The DM's stupid. Just put it that way.
He is.
Considering how big the fucking world is, yeah.
This world is like 3 of our planets.
Considering
world-
considering
okay,
how
let's
big this world
consider-
is, and it wasn't even intended to be this big.
Let's consider one other thing. Astronomically, there is only so large a planet can be before it starts melting under its own gravitational pull.
Magic.
That's kind of the one word that makes it workable in sense. And now that I thought about
Remember our ingots that are this big but weigh
Yeah,
Fuck
they're
ton.
this big and they weigh like 100 pounds each. How anyone makes anything out of them that's useful, considering how dense a metal it is, I don't know.
Meanwhile, we're flying in it right now.
We are kind of
Abe,
flying out of something.
Abe, really quickly, take a screenshot of this right here, blur out my face or whatever, and just show the audience this
Don't
for
blur
the
out his face.
size
Put Shrek over it.
of the ingot.
No,
that
don't
we're
put
talking
Shrek.
Actually, that's probably about the size of a gold bar.
Yeah.
about. Maybe.
Anyway, regardless, you guys are currently sitting a mile above the great Alacrian pit. Where do you want to go?
Oh, Michaeleen wants to go
Well,
home.
that's a good fucking question.
Yep.
So
I want to go to Kaidala. There's some
we
stuff
are
there
going
I need
to
take care of.
Idala.
we are going to, based on your size chart here that I have made, we are going to travel the almost 800 miles from the pit to Kaidala.
Okay.
We should go visit Orphan Town.
Oh, actually,
Fuck no.
I think I could give a good sizing, at least.
Well, no, let them, in on the plans of, turning that into a city.
Maybe. We also just got an idea of prime real estate, so
And
Yeah.
prime real estate is on the way to going to Kaidala. You are basically on your way going to prime real estate. Not to mention, if we're going up to Kaidala, up into Mandex, where that prime real estate is, the closest one we would be to would be the Encore Reef.
Oh, where is
Or
Orphan
the
Town on
big
the
end.
map, anyways?
It's all the way back where we first started.
Well, you guys were never in Orphan Town, as far
Oh.
as I know.
hey, actually no, they did actually pass by. They actually did pass by.
Back
Through there
in
looking for you. The early days.
the early days, yeah.
Okay. Derek, could you do a quick measurement and stuff? From the little hilltop Michaeleen pointed out. No, I'll do it myself just to make darn sure everyone knows
I'll
where
be
it's
right
at.
back.
Where's the map? I want to see where Orphan Town is.
Sure, I will share. I will do that. Go live.
I
And
can't
I'll
zoom
be
in on the map.
Give me 5 seconds. Give me 5 seconds.
I was about to say, ooh, what's the purple continent?
Turning
That's
camera
another
off.
one of the
Pits.
pillar pits. We
Ah,
have to go there eventually too. What are you wanting to
Okay.
know?
Okay, so basically you guys are right. So the prime real estate you want been given is right here. At least. So I want you to measure from this location, like if you basically go Kaidala then to prime real estate, measure from the distance between Encore Reef and this purple area.
We'd be close to the purple area. I already did the measurements.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
very close, but we would still be closer to the purple area.
Yeah. And put simply, at least I'm gonna say collectively all of you have went to the bridge and your map table. Actually, would you like to describe how your map table has been set up?
Wait,
So,
what?
the map table is not. So the map table is kind of an interesting type of map because it's not like it's a paper map. It's not the holographic type map like the lady.
is it like a physical topographic map?
It is a physical topographic map, but it actually looks like I saw something like it before. So basically, it's full of like a bunch of different pins that raise and fall depending on where on the map we're looking, and we can zoom and scroll depending.
It's like those
on
toys you put your
Abe's-
middle finger in.
Yeah, actually, it's a lot like that, except it actually does show.
Yeah, I've seen one of those in some kind of fiction before. I don't remember what show or movie though. Ah, my
Yeah.
toe is
Cannot
bleeding.
remember.
I
Yo,
presume
wait,
the
hold
pin.
on. One
Yeah.
second. You know the bridge we crossed going from Ifrites into the big green territory?
Platinum Nation,
Yeah,
the big jungle.
yeah. Um, the river that runs in between the bridge itself, going off of the size chart that we've established, that's one fucking big bridge.
Yeah,
Yeah, over
Yeah.
a very deep pit.
yeah. No, these are all fucking gigantic. Everything's fucking huge in this place. Wait, everyone check your pants.
Bet.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, 2 inches now.
Fuck yeah, reach 2 inches, man.
Hey, weren't you supposed to gain an inch when you shave, not lose one?
I'm sorry, what were you at before? Millimeters?
Shit, if you're measuring millimeters.
It sounds a lot more impressive in millimeters.
hey, sure made mama proud.
That man, that shit must be negative when it's cold.
This is all getting cut out, by the way.
Yes,
No,
it is.
Nah, nah, leave it in. It's funny.
We can't leave dick jokes in it. Come
Yes, we
on.
can.
Wait, hold on. I think he's actually onto something here. We might be able to leave dick jokes into it.
I think we're way past the 10-minute mark.
We can
We
leave dick
we
jokes
are
in.
way past the 10-minute mark. I'm just thinking I don't really fucking care.
We say at the beginning of the videos that we're not meant for children.
We do?
Do we?
I thought we did.
We
Well,
don't.
Put this way. Okay, put this way. Besides from having the characters do outros and stuff in their voice, thing of that nature, we'll also have random characters and stuff before we do the introductions give like the whole warning message as well.
The following program you are about to listen to
Is rated
Is a-
PG-13
is rated PG-13 because it is a group of close friends who do really stupid things together.
and have humor of 12-year-old.
I'm sorry. I refuse a PG-13 rating. I will not stop until we get a fucking R rating. You mother. Look, okay, look.
Just go 18 plus.
If I really just want to say, I'm going to say, all right. You really can't stop me from saying the word.
Please tell me the recording picked that up. Please tell me the fucking recording picked that up.
Yes, the recording picked that up because you're all a bunch of fucking.
Oh fucking.
Estrella
You
deafened.
didn't.
Can we talk about Estrella deafening?
Can we talk about the dune worm bread?
Okay. If we
Oh, I
can
swear to God, if you talk about fucking the bread, I'm gonna flip.
continue.
Call
Look,
Estrella
this is
back
not
because we're
American
going
Pie,
back
okay?
to we're going
Okay.
to Kaila next.
It's not
Give
a
me-
pumpkin.
Give me 5 fucking seconds.
5 fucking seconds. 1 fuck.
Uno,
2
Okay,
fuck.
okay,
3
okay.
fuck. 4
tres,
fuck.
cuatro, cinco.
So.
Oh!
Abe, with your 400 years of studying and graphological things, you particularly know that that location, as you pointed out, and stuff, you basically describe it as the Platinum Nation's R&R site. Their place where they tested and developed a lot of technology.
In Mandex?
No, in the Platinum Nation.
Wait, where did I'm confused now.
Okay, what is your question then?
Where is his quote unquote reward land?
Okay, so the reward land is in Mandex.
Okay, and what were you pointing at over in the Platinum Nation?
Okay, so the Platinum Nation, so this area and stuff, this used to be their research site where they used to develop their technologies and a lot of the good, put this way, lots of fucking good shit. It'd be experimental technologies and lots of stuff here. But when it kind of got blown to ratchet, lots of magical radiation got dumped out here as well.
Okay.
But over the 400 some odd years, it has atrophied to some extent where it's now safe enough for people that wizards and scholars have been making pilgrimages there to, well, study and learn.
Uh,
Okay.
What?
So then, basically, the party has the decision after you guys so far the course you have planned is from the so for the Lacrian pit, you travel to Kaidala to visit there, then to your reward that you've gotten, and then you have to choose between the Ankori Reef or the Platinum Nation's research site or R&R facility, basically.
Hmm. Hometown or R&R?
Didn't
R&D.
you have like a lab on one of those spots near
I did,
the Cory
and
Reef?
there's probably some things going on there right now.
So, on Cory Reef then?
after Kaidaland.
I mean, we're basically going a straight
After
shot
Kaidala.
to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, for right now, our direction is straight towards Kaidala. So Abe is going to steer the ship, basically marking the point where Kaidala is on the map, and then pointing the ship straight towards it.
The Nodos manning the bridge, at least, begin hitting switches and dials and start adjusting the stuff. And the ship begins hovering up and adjusting course towards Kaidala. And the Nodo kind of at the helm at the moment, waiting for permission. Uh, waiting for permission to take her out, sir.
Power up 2 reactors, get a say.
Aye, Captain. Captain, engaging 2 generators. Airs moving out. Out as he proceeds to give a motion, and two Nodos proceed to raise is there one throttle lever or are there like 2?
So there is one throttle lever, and then there is a safety lever if it needs to be shut off.
Okay. So the throttle lever proceeds to get cranked up to how fast do you want to get there? Or what level does he set it to?
Michaeleen, how much of a rush are you?
Doesn't matter how long it takes to get there, as long as we get there.
He says this as he's just sitting down on the deck, wherever, and just holding the ashes. He's just sitting there thinking.
Set to 75%.
Aye, Captain. Sets to 75% and the ship starts with a slow lurch, then proceeds to take off. Should weapons be retracted, sir?
Retract the weapons. Make sure they're stowed properly.
Yes, sir. Click, click, click.
Abe is gonna go out from behind the, basically go out the back door of the helm and go up a flight of stairs to the armory/workshop.
When you get there, your OG Nodo, no, Captain Nodo, is there. The original Nodo, is there, and he seems to be tinkering on his glide board a bit more. At least a bit more, but he sees you, proceeds to immediately stop what he's doing, close everything up, put it away, and stands basically waiting for orders, at least, or anything you need.
No. Abe's gonna pull
Yes,
out
sir.
both of his guns. I think it's time for an upgrade.
Nodo
would like-
proceeds to pull out. Yes, sir. He proceeds to walk over to a cabinet. It pushes a small button, which reveals two little like wooden pals kind of pop out, and he twists them and proceeds to pull forward. A small key slot opens up. His finger splits open and a key pops out. It proceeds to open up a hidden compartment as he pulls out a black case and sets it on the table. You may do the honors, sir.
A key coming out of his finger, is that like the big round dudes from Fifth Element?
Yeah. Where the finger just
It was more so like the fingertip itself kind of split down the middle, and like slid back.
But I'd like to also mention,
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong, we kind of got our answer and just bullied over by the Renoan. We didn't get our answers for shit. They kind of just threw a reward in our face. We're like, here, distract you with this.
Kinda.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Abe is going to take the black box. He's going to undo the two latches and open it up slowly as he lifts out a new gun that was designed a while ago. It looks very much like this one right here.
Face again.
So, Abe now has a new gun called the Fate Bringer.
Is that from Destiny?
Yes, it is from Destiny. Shut up.
That's what I figured.
I like the design, okay?
I
I like the name too.
my character's based off of Ichigo.
So, anyways, he now has this gun. He also has another box that he will save for now, in case he feels like he really needs it.
Mm-hmm.
But for
The
right
case
now,
itself, the no, it's okay. Yes. So I'm gonna say within that cabinet there was a secondary black case that Nodo did not pull out yet.
no. For now, Abe has a new gun. It is the Fate Bringer. It does a lot more damage than the old one.
Mm-hmm. Inside the case itself, it has a custom built holster. Along with that, it does have a bit of a waist attachment. Basically, all it is a small device, and it basically holds cylinders for the revolver and stuff for fast reloading. It has how many reloads does it have prepped in advance?
I would say probably 5.
I thought you
5.
didn't have to worry about reloading.
I don't.
This is mainly just flavor
Typically.
text.
Ah.
This is just flavor text just to make it sound more cool.
And because I may not always be able to rely on not having to rely on reloading.
Yes,
Gotta stay
But the
prepared
div-
for everything.
exactly. But put this way, above board, the way I kind of see it is he doesn't have to worry about ammunition, but he can still reload the gun.
He likes looking cool.
Exactly.
There's just something really satisfying about like just having the gun up and then putting a new shell in.
Yeah, and basically pistol whipping it closed. Yep. Does the hammer actually work for that or no? Dude, that's sick.
So yes,
Oh, my foot's
I'm
numb.
very happy with this. This was
Mm-hmm.
definitely worth the purchase, and I'm very happy with it.
Anyway, basically it will, when needed, it will basically shoot another cylinder when needed for you to immediately catch and load into. And the empty one will basically kind of get sucked to it, where it'll basically pull it into the device and it will start reloading that cart cylinder for you with bullets.
Box.
Yeah.
So, Abe is also going to look directly at Nodo and be like, "Your turn," and he's going to spend the rest of the trip upgrading Nodo.
Oh shit. Nodo's getting an upgrade. Nodo can
Anyone else
no-
is free to do whatever they like. If they need a list of anything that's on the ship, just let me know.
I'll
Okay.
just go talk to the mother and father. Just
Okay.
maybe
You you proceed to go to your room, and how would you like to start the communion with the father and mother?
the parasite ooze is just gonna like come out from me and sprout up into another body.
Okay, okay. So,
Essentially.
okay. I will simply say that you look out. So you're in your room and stuff. You deliberately kind of turn the lights off. So it's very, very dark now with no light coming in at all. But your natural eyesight, it's like normal. It's like as if the lights are still on for you.
Yeah, I can see in dark.
Yeah, perfectly fine. As you stand there, at least, you feel the parasite kind of move throughout you a little bit as it kind of starts coming and seeping out of your skin and proceeds to kind of fall off one hand in a sense and kind of more or less kind of form a small puddle in front of you as a body begins to form from it, as you basically have a rough cordage of oozy parasite connecting at the base of your feet with it. It forms a simple humanoid, basic humanoid-esque shape, and is simply just standing there,
Which one's
hanging there.
first?
Which one would you like to talk to first, since you're the one communing?
I guess I'm not sure which, but I'd like to tell him about some of my abilities coming back since the gates open.
Okay. Okay, you speak to the entity, and its face begins shifting and morphing a little bit, forming protrusions and stuff. Would you like to describe a rough visage? It forms a very rough visage of the father, and what would that look like exactly?
So you're looking at everybody, if you've seen my character in his monster form in the art, how his hair is the shadowy fire like shit.
Ichiko.
No, his hair is a shadowy, spiky flame thing. He has two horns protruding, like his come like up and over his head, like
So kind of Hellboy style in a sense?
kinda, yeah.
Okay.
And he has like now, would they be frills
That would be
on
one
like a
way to describe it.
dragon? Like
Yeah,
frills coming off the side of his face,
okay.
and has a human-like build, but you can tell that he's definitely
More
not a
bestial in nature.
yeah. Large, stocky build, long arm. Oh wait, I have a perfect picture for this. Um,
I'm gonna say simply for this, the human visage to more so just goes from the waist up. The legs are not really fully formed, but
Yeah.
it's just so that it's at eye level with you.
Excuse me. Trying to figure out if I got. Yeah. Okay. So I am going to essentially. I'm gonna grab this. Uh, better. Kinda.
I do have to say this: the sandworm bread does look rather nice. I wonder what it tastes like.
Ugh.
Hmm.
I'm
Thank
putting the pictures
I'll be right back.
to the um
Okay.
the thing.
Would hey, question.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to go over you, Nate. I know you're about to commune with your uh dad, but the ash that I have from the hollow, would it technically classify as a monster part and could be used in crafting?
That's fucked.
I know it's fucked.
I would say the ash would have construction, not so much, but as an ingredient for a brew or elixir, lotion, potion, concoction of something of that nature, then yes. As if you put this way, if you manage to kill it in a sense that, put this way, if you killed a proper hollow, although due to it being an imitation, the magic that formed it also kind of destroys it at the same time when it dies a second time.
But could I, in theory, use this ash as like carbon to add to like a steel sword?
If you're just using straight thing like that, yes, it's just technically just straight carbon. So if you want to use it in the forging process of something, you could absolutely do it, but it would not
I
give any
think I want to
magical
use it as a I think I want to use it to forge a dagger that I want to use to kill Kezes with.
I got the.
Oh, ooh. I think I don't think time-wise, as we will be able to get into Kaidala proper, but I think you just gave me an idea for something that
Anyway, let's go back to what Nate was doing. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Nate.
mm, yes,
Continue.
and my apologies for following with, but I get ideas easily. What were you saying?
So in the chat, I sent 4 images. Essentially, what he looks like. But the flames in the second picture, imagine that as like my shadows.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say for right now, the one for the more fiery version is that when he's much more
That's his
fired up.
actual body, like
Yeah.
appearance.
I'm gonna say for right now, he has more so two shadow-like flames on both of his shoulders at the moment. And it this just put almost like it creates a one-to-one, almost a rough one-to-one of his face, but has no lighting, no nothing. Just it's just black ooze in the shape of his face.
But yeah, I'm gonna go through and tell him that I'm able to do this again, which I haven't been able to do since I came back, and I'm gonna partially form my mask and talk to him like I thought I was supposed to lose my powers when I got here, but looks like some of them are back.
What's your name?
I'm
Again, your
Kain.
shadow no, your shadow name.
Fuck, I don't remember.
Something Bell
Oh, Balak.
Bullock. Okay, so how do you spell that verbatim?
L A.
Belloc.
Yeah.
B A
Well,
L
I
O
think it was
T.
spelled BLOC.
I'm back. So we arrived at Kaidala
B
yet?
E L O
No,
C.
I
We're
don't
we're
think
still
that we're
we're
gonna be able
still
to.
on the boat. We're still on the
Alright.
Seraphim for now.
We're all
Are you
doing
going
some
to-
individual stuff.
We don't know if we're gonna be actually able to make it to Kaidala.
Put it this way, this is the big thing. So moving forward and stuff, I'll be doing my best to allow more things to happen so traveling isn't instantaneous and stuff. That's why I'm kind of letting everyone have a chance to do this.
So Estrella has gone down to her room and she's currently writing.
Oh, so our Belloc has regained some of his strength. Very good. I look forward to seeing some of your kills. Oh, it's been a while, my boy. How have you been?
Not bad. We killed several. Okay. Uh,
That's great.
we had to turn this pillar thing over to Shangri-La.
Shangri-La. Now that's a place I've not seen in many thousands of years.
Got a little line, got a little line. Trying to
Abe's
think of the
doing
best.
well. He doesn't understand the doesn't understand still, but he's doing. Made
You
a massive
told me
flying
about
ship.
Abe several times. I'm concerned for him.
Yeah. How's Rex?
Oh, your robot thing, T-Rex. Sort of looks like me.
Kind of. I lost.
Yeah. He he's out of power. I don't know how. But
That's
about
a,
Shangri-La, I've not been there in thousands of years. They make the most amusing noises when they die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
About that.
yeah. They kind of hired us to gather all 5 of these pillars that have like their history on them and shit.
Oh,
They're connect. They're in the giant holes in the world. Oh yeah. After I got sent to Shadow Plane, giant holes appeared in the world.
mm.
Massive.
and that robot.
um as as he's like mid sentence stuff, the goo kind of immediately collapses back to the neutral human shape and then begins to start reshaping itself, taking a slightly more feminine-esque tone to it, and starts shaping its head much differently into a different appearance. What does mother look like?
I was honestly just planning
Morticia
on
Adams.
no.
No.
Come on.
Come on, Morticia Adams. You can add stuff to her, like maybe she's got flaming red
Okay,
hair.
take Morticia Adams and She Venom.
Not bad.
Um, can I say something real quick that you guys will probably rag on me for after I say it?
No, you
You
furry
horny
degenerate.
bastard!
Okay, let me guess. It's gonna be either furry or scaly stuff.
One or the other.
No. Morticia mommy.
I don't like that.
Morticia Adams was already a quote mommy
I
because
can
she
make her
was
one
a
again.
literal mother. She is a literal MILF.
Yep, and I want to
Okay,
romance like
speaking
that.
of MILF, technically MILF has two meanings. First, the one we all know, mothers I'd like to fuck.
I
The
say
secondly,
if you say man I like frogs, I'm gonna give you you will have
no,
negative
Man,
no,
points.
I love
no, no, no,
fish.
no, no. The other one is monsters I'd like to fuck.
That's
Yeah.
no. That's only you furries. Everyone
Hey,
else,
no!
it's just mothers.
Monster Girls! Leave Monster Girls out of this!
Monster
Yeah, monster girls
Girlpedia
are their
is,
own caliber. Monster
the
girls are
Monster
their own
Girl
caliber thing.
Encyclopedia is top tier, okay?
Yeah!
I want to order the complete series of interspecies reviewers, and I also kind of want a collect Monster Mizume. I want more monster media though. I want monster men. The monster girls are pretty and I vibe, but I'm
The
straight.
problem is that
I want,
that needs to be a hentai, and you'd be. They can't do that.
and I know it's a double standard because heaven forbid we get a gentleman version of Monster Mizume. I know it would be a double standard. Heaven
Can we
forbid.
please get back to the campaign?
Anyway,
Look at this tangent Salt sent us on.
okay, so
I blame you,
so
squad.
it proceeds to shift to the mother, and
Belloc, how have you been? It's been so
I've,
long since I've last seen you last. Are you
I've
eating
been
well?
okay. It's been what? How long has it been since I came back?
It's been exactly 3.5 years, dear.
Has it been?
It has been.
There, answer the question. Help. Oh, their time, yeah.
Time's different there. So
Yeah,
for them, it's 3.5 years. For us, it's been
decades.
yeah, about like 14.
Because I didn't really start aging till we came back, built the house.
Mhm.
Hmm. But I would have appreciated it if you at least wrote me a letter every now and then.
I don't know if you realize you're in a whole nother plane. I've been trying to make contact for years. If it was that simple, I would just come back and say hi, but I can't do that.
Hmm.
At least yet.
I keep telling your father we need to find a way to break through the shadows in order to make contact.
Well, introduces body energy shit that happened after Shangri-La. Shows mask came back, more of my power came through.
Oh my goodness. You have been busy, haven't you?
Yeah, killed a lot of people.
Were they innocent people?
I don't think so.
Alright. I'll let it slide for now.
Meanwhile, her being a water 1,000.
With that sort of power, you might be able to open a portal to the shadow plane.
Well, I don't feel it's strong enough yet. I think I got more of it come.
Well, you could always test to find out.
This is up to Salt. Do you want to test it with Rexy?
Remember, he said their dad said he's out of power right now.
He's not actually. So how he's no longer mechanical. You know how Abe's biomechanical now?
Yeah?
That, but with parasite.
sludge.
Oh.
Like here, do we still
Mecha
have the
venom.
picture?
Mecha
Okay, so
venom.
basically what they did was they didn't know what a T-Rex was, and when he came through the realm, he was broken. So I don't remember. I think I sent you.
Yeah, I'm currently typing a lineup.
Ugh. Gonna work tomorrow, then I get 2 days off, and payday's coming soon. And
I don't remember which one of these it was that we decided upon, but essentially, oh, this is how it works. So, uh, he's gonna come through looking like a mecha version of that.
Oh my goodness. Mm.
but mixed with like black ooze and sludge.
Well, if I have to, well, I have to put him back together the best I can. If you'd like, we could try.
You're saying he's back apart? Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, let's try that.
All right.
Are we gonna use
Oh,
my body as the portal? How we?
okay. I'm going to say the sister has a much stronger connection to you than the mother or father, so they're currently speaking through the sister to you. So then, so on their end and stuff, the sister is basically formed into a black visage of you that they are talking to.
Okay.
So, um, as the so you see your mother. Anyway, mother proceeds to look like she's holding something. The visage looks like she's holding something, but you can't physically see anything. As you proceed to see the black visage almost kind of wrap its arms around something, but it's not holding anything. And then all of a sudden, you kind of get like this weird like sensation that power is kind of being pulled from you a little bit.
Ooh, that feels.
As all of a sudden, stuff you see that something is kind of getting pushed into the like the visage is like shoving something and it's like into a neutral state at this point as it's like trying to shove something into its chest as at the same time something else is trying to like come out of its chest
Hmm.
at the same time. So there is a visible divot in this thing's chest, but like something silvery blackish colored is poking out of said divot. It you proceed feeling this proceed to how would you react to that? How would you react and stuff to this visage? Some of your powers getting pulled out.
I guess I would just try and push more of my power into this
Okay,
situation.
so I'll say you kind of like hold your hands on and start radiating your magic into it. As you feel the energy kind of getting, then all of a sudden it just kind of shoves its hands kind of like into the pit. It ends up and almost through itself as this item kind of just bursts out of his chest. As that happens, the visage just kind of gets all loose and just splats onto the floor. As you see what looks like to be like this black, this mechanical looking cube or brick that's covered with various bits of black sludge.
And now he comes out as like uh how tall did we decide? I think he was like 5 foot.
No. This cube is like
Basketball sized.
basically this but bricked up a bit. Again, remember, start small, gets bigger.
Okay.
We agreed upon it like that, remember?
I I thought it was gonna come out kind of messy. There was back to right.
Yeah, it has come out messy. Not in chunks.
Yeah, no, I meant like it was coming out as it was gonna come out in like chunks, and the ooze was gonna form its body again. But it's not the usable pet until it gets fixed.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so he still stands, 5 foot tall slime and chunks of metal, and looks like if you mix Grim the Age of Extinction Grimlock with that picture I sent to the chat.
I thought this thing was like a toy pet. So
Yeah,
small.
it was a pet, but our parents were geniuses and built us robotic animals.
Like,
I'm not talking like giant T-Rex. It's like
I
five
know.
foot tall. We could ride on it if we wanted to. We did.
Okay. Okay, scaling wise. Okay, fine. As
Well,
long as
no.
Scale.
Remember what
No.
it's supposed to do?
scaling wise, we were 10 years old, which means this thing didn't have to be very big for us to ride on top of it.
Okay, fines.
The
Yeah, it's
literal
like 5
this thing being in the Shadow Realm, they made it big.
Okay, fine.
Like it stands like this tall.
Okay. Well,
It's like a
okay, above.
Velociraptor in
Okay,
Jurassic
above.
Park.
Yes. Okay, above board. The idea I was thinking is basically it's a brick that's put back together. Just it needs some tweaking, which would allow you to work on it, and then presto. The
Well,
whole
no,
like
he's got to get. He's
Brick?
does still have to work on it. It's not a brick. It's a massive ooze, and that it's still got. It's
whatever.
still gonna be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll have to talk to him about that. But
Yeah.
essentially, now there is an ooze T-Rex dragon.
Kind of slumped onto the floor.
I'm gonna go over and tell him to wake up.
It perks up and kind of just like picks its head up, looks at you, gives the some resemblance of like a happy mechanical smile, and then just back on the ground, tired.
Makes sense.
Sleep.
But yeah,
It proceeds to start like snoring. Like it will breathe in through its nose, then all of a sudden, like out like of its like back of its neck, to like top of its head, and these just little bubbles will kind of
well, it didn't. I don't know how well it worked, but he's here. He's tired.
the visage is kind of like at this point the kind of connection that you had talking to your thing is just kind of fizzled out at that point. Summoning it forth took a lot of energy and put it this way, the signal's still there, you can feel it, but just
They can't form the visage, but I can still just do that.
yeah, they feel ya. So right now, lots of static and stuff. So you still have a connection to him, but just for right now, you can't really talk to him at the moment.
He made it through, but that was draining. So I don't know if you guys can hear me. Probably can't. But yeah,
Goes without saying your mom hugs you. Or tries to hug you at least.
You get a slightly warm sensation.
I missed you. She gives kind mom smile because mamas love their children. 'Cause that's how adopted kids are.
Before melting back into a goo and going back into his body.
Yep.
yeah, it just slinks away. He's already gone.
Yeah.
Peek up to be like, kill more people.
Kill more people.
It's
So, with that, at least Rexy will just saying this. Rexy will be leaving a trail of black liquid or black water, but not slime or ooze. At least wherever he goes for right now.
I'm gonna run and be like, I'm gonna go get Abe real quick. Be like, Abe. Rexy's gonna be I'm gonna have Rexy just follow behind me the best he can.
No. It's like you're dragging Rexy and stuff by the tail and stuff, and Rexy's just all his limbs are just kind of in the back. As you're like bolting, Usain bolting and stuff down the
I'm gonna
halls.
bulldoze through Abe's door.
As he comes into the workshop, he'll just see me literally standing there with Nodo, his chest fully open and his arm in my hand. What the fuck do you want?
I'm sorry. I could totally see like Abe seeing the immediately like puts arm down, pulls a corner and stuff, covering up Nodo's like chest like from the neck down, stuff, just being respectful to Nodo. It's like, dude, I'm busy here.
I'm just gonna use Nodo's hand to cover his privates. The fuck, man?
He doesn't have feeling.
You don't know that.
You don't
I'm
have feeling.
Okay,
was based-
okay, fair, but still.
I was based off Master's design, so his subpar levels of empathy, I believe, have got transferred over to me to some degree.
Who the fuck
Yeah.
are you calling subpar?
That's what he has a problem with. He doesn't have a problem with not having empathy and just nothing else. He's like, excuse me,
Who
I'm
the
great.
fuck is subpar, you bitch?
He's gonna slap Noto with his own arm.
And you, as I'm pointing with Noto's hand, his hand
Like
just
fucking Buzz
naturally
Lightyear.
goes into like a pointing finger.
You're doing
You,
Buzz
what do you
Lightyear right
want?
now. Look who's back.
You
What
see
is the
this?
gelatinous blob?
The only solid looking part of him is still the head of Rexy.
Yeah. You can see what looks like to be mechanical limbs in a rough shape of kind of Velociraptor, but it's kind of like all stretched out and kind of
Like a
limp.
weird T-Rex dragon looking thing,
Yeah. Put it this way, once
You
you kind
gotta
of
remember that phase.
once the head kind of raises up a little bit and you kind of get a bit of like a dopey dumb smiles, like the jaw kind of falls off.
Did that thing drag ooze throughout my hallways?
No, I
You-
drag.
You look behind it and you just see like oil streaks all the way wherever this thing was drugged and some splatter droplets all along it.
I'm gonna turn around and walk back into the workshop and just be like, Kain, clean it up.
Yeah, I'll deal with that later. But look!
As
Yes,
as
I see. I see. Trust me, I see. I see the mess that you've made and the new project that I'm probably going to be working on in order to make him actually
It's
fully...
Rexy, you bitch!
I see that
It's
it's
like-
Rexy. I also see that he's a fucking mess.
Well,
Um,
yeah, you tried going
Abe-
through a plane as a machine.
Abe kind of
That plane
deals
as
with
a
stuff.
machine.
And if you excuse me and stuff, I have work to do. Picks up some random puzzle. No, please be careful. As you just hear like heavy power tool being used on something.
Is there a wheelbarrow in his shop by chance? Or anything, like a cart?
No, but there is
Yes.
a barrel.
Oh, there is a cart. Cool. I'm gonna put Rexy on the cart.
Do not put Rexy on my fucking tool cart.
I'm gonna take
Um,
the
I'm
tools
going
off
to
the
lose
cart.
all
Take
of
the
those
cart.
tools.
No, I'm just gonna put them on the. I'm putting them on your table, and I'm gonna take the cart.
No. Kane would not be that subtle. I think he would just grab the card.
Shake it.
No,
Shake
despite how I behave, I'm very intelligent.
Ouch. Owie.
No,
You've messed up my entire organization.
like you aren't gonna be able to fix it in 2 seconds.
I mean, yes, but it's the fucking thought that counts.
Well, I'm gonna just take the cart with Rexy on it and bring him with me.
As Rexy is
Of
kind of get
course you
pulled out,
will.
one of his like thin little spindly mechanical arms kind of comes out. He only has like 3 fingers and stuff, but he gives like the closest of like a little like shaky thumbs up towards Abe as he gets carted out.
Well then, that's gonna be a fucking mess that I may have to clean up later.
Hey, I wanted to do it nicely. Blame Salt.
Anyway, Michaeleen is going to go over to Azzy and her what did you call it? What
Arc
kind of
Forge.
Her arc forge. And he's going to ask her if she can make him a special weapon.
Oh, as he kind of looks towards. Oh, Michaeleen. Uh, first time you came into my shop before. Oh, what can I do you for?
I have something that I wish for you to forge into a dagger for me.
As he pulls out the sack of ashes and
Mm.
very tenderly cradles it and hands it to her.
She proceeds to pick up the ash and stuff and open the bag to take a look inside. I see. I presume you want me to work this into something particular?
I need a dagger.
I see.
The steel add, add the scarping of the ash to the iron to make the steel.
I presume you don't know exactly what arc forges use as their primary material then.
I can't say that I do.
They use
And
one of these. As she reaches underneath the table and pulls out a giant chunk of what looks like to be a gemstone, but it's been cut into about a 3-inch thick disc, about 4 inches wide. No, 2 inches thick by 4 inches wide. There you go. With what looks like to be a metal band wrapped around it. So I could absolutely use this ash for what you want, but I'll use it as a basis to grow a crystal out of that I can then turn into a forge blank. But for me to do that properly, I need you to choose me a gemstone seed. Depending on what you pick, will give various results. As she proceeds to pick up a leather, kind of like a fishing,
You
a small wooden box, puts it down, opens up, and you see various degrees of very tiny little gem fragments of various shapes,
can I
various colors and tones.
can I tell you what kind of effect I want this dagger to have?
Sure.
So you know the story of Cuchulainn?
Cookling. Wait, is this the spear with the hole?
It's
Irish.
it's the spear that once it enters your body basically makes
Diabolica.
thorns and thistles grow throughout your blood's your the entirety of your blood
I
all of
know
the
what it
veins in your
does.
body.
Basically turning you into a thorn bush, but with skin. It's called the Gaiabulga.
Gaebulga.
Sounds like a hentai.
Well,
It's
no.
Not the pleasant kind. Not
it's
the
a
fucking
it's a
pleasant
This
kind.
is this is the kind of weapon that
status.
Michaeleen wants to use to kill Kezes with, to make him feel the pain that he made Michaeleen feel, or at least the physical equivalent of it.
Well, hmm. I, would Michaeline describe like the idea of like degree, like maybe he describes.
To a degree, what it felt like he let's say that he goes into an explanation of what that ash is, what it meant to him, what Kezes did, and what it felt like having lost. Like, he just ends up trauma dumping on Azzy.
Michaeline. So put simply, she points out a small section of the box that these gemstones might do best.
okay,
And put simply, as she points out a section and stuff, I can't find the names from right now, but these gemstones, you start looking to them and recognizing the color and tone, what kind they are, and you know that those particular stones are kind of naturally filled with a hate or just raw pissed off.
hmm.
Hold on, I have the hold on, hold on.
You have kyber
I'm
crystals, don't
basically
you?
picking. I'm picking my Sith um
Kyber crystal.
Kyber crystal now.
Actually, you're not packing it because technically to make you to beat it.
Okay, whatever.
Sorry, get
Um,
out here, nerd. Star Wars nerd.
Anyway,
I kid. So, what color, like, describe the gemstone seed, and this is like very, very small.
I would probably describe it as it's got it's a fiery red crystal with like a wave of green flowing up through the center of it.
Okay.
So sort of like I don't know, like a sapling uh in the middle of like a forest fire or something
Okay.
like that.
Okay,
I don't
that would
know.
put it this way. That's probably what we can say that's what it kind of looks like when it's done growing. But for right now, it's this very, very, very deep fire red stone that's nearly like pitch black and stuff, but it has that very deep red hue to it. But ever so cleverly, if you bring like a lens over to it, like a magnifying glass, you can see that it has these little green specks all throughout it.
This one will do.
Okay then. Here. She proceeds to pull out a bit of she proceeds to pull out this small contraption with a metal ring. Now, the metal ring is a both housing and also acts as a way for me to hold it during the forging process later on. The metal will introduce additional things to it as well. She pulls out three different blanks, one of gold, silver, and iron.
Can you repeat that for me? I blanked there.
Okay, so basically, the metal rings for the gemstone blanks basically will introduce different abilities as well into the metal for the whole growing process for the gemstone blank. The three blanks she brings out what she has available right now at least are silver, gold, and iron.
Okay, what does the silver one do?
The silver one would naturally make it able to basically the weapon would be silvered right from the get-go and would kind of have it worked in without needing to be silvered. So it would be able to work around that.
Okay, what about the gold one?
Gold.
It's a bit of fired in a situation.
The gold would add a degree of. Again, I'm coming up with this stuff on the fly here, so don't.
Works perfectly.
Maybe
Sure,
it makes it so it makes it fiery.
sure, sure. We can say gold. It adds a degree of flame to it, or deal. And then iron is the most raw and cold metal I have.
Good for that.
It would be for a weapon like this the best choice for right now. If I had black iron, or Damascus, I would be able to get this weapon much darker
I
to
think
this.
fire.
Honestly, the idea of Michaeleen stabbing into Kezes, all these thorns bursting out of his
Skin
veins and what
and
his
everywhere.
skin and his veins and whatnot.
And him
Having a
burning.
biblical burning bush, so to speak, of aesthetic to that just seems
Just,
so fitting.
it's taking a cheese grater cut, adding lemon juice, and then sprinkling it with salt for good measure.
Mm-hmm.
And then tossing in a
And then
bucket of
throwing it in the
gasoline.
oven.
And then tossing in a bucket of gasoline and saying that bitch on fire.
So I'm gonna go with the gold.
Okay. She proceeds to take the gold disc, set it onto the first half of the housing, and then proceed to put down a layer of ash, the gemstone dead center, and then more ash on top of it. Yes.
Is there a reason who couldn't use multiple metals?
Probably something with the forging process. It just would fuck everything up.
I would think
Yeah.
so. I'm so cold.
It
Again,
not
she.
everything needs a mechanical reason. It's just like it'll fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not a good idea.
It's 10:03.
Anyway,
Mind you, I am
so she
working.
proceeds to clamp onto the other thing, and the top piece she puts on the top up kind of is almost like a pair of clamps, except she squeezes on top and it kind of goes around, but there's a square hole, a very tiny square hole, maybe about half a centimeter in size, eyes there. As she proceeds to like set this blank in mount and stuff to hold it directly in front of the forge, as she proceeds to set up a like basically a series of lenses and stuff in front of the forge, as she proceeds to pull a lever that shuts the forge door, the arc forge door a little bit, as light, this like pure white light that was bellowing out of it once before, proceeds to start getting narrowed through the lenses and starts getting refracted, and also you see different color. The pure white beam gets broken up to multiple colors, then separated art, and then dead center and stuff through that beam, and you can see that the gold itself begins illuminating and like it almost looks like it's starting to turn liquid, but it's not. As you can just see the sheer hint, and you can hear what the sounds of like as like almost like crystallization, almost or like cracking ice. As
Mm-hmm.
you see, she like lifts the lever and stuff, and the beam like fades out. As you see, the gold now has like this marbled texture. Like if you could have Damascus but gold, it looks like that.
Damascus using gold and silver.
Sort of, kind of, yeah. It has the whole like distinctions, like dark line, light line, all
Yeah.
throughout it. Out it, and as she opens it, anyway, as she takes it out, it has this deep blood red crystal grown inside of it with what looks like, and just it fits like the way it looks is the exact same way you kind of feel about it out it. But as you kind of look at it a bit more, you realize that the flecks have kind of adjusted themselves into spiraling cracks and streams or branches in a sense. As you can kind of get a feeling that it also kind of symbolizes you as well, where the good within you is being smothered right now by the hate you have.
Did I hit the button?
It is perfect.
I will begin working on this one, and it will take some time for me to get it correct. I've never forged something with this much hate in it before, so it will take some time.
Take all the time you need, as long as it is in my hand when the time comes.
hmm As you leave, you can hear the first ring of her hammer and anvil along the crystal, of many more as the door shuts behind you.
Well, thank you for joining us again, everyone. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. We appreciate the support, and it really means the world to us. You mean the world to us. And I hope we'll see you all again next time.